Hey everybody, so I bet you can't guess what I'm doing. That's right, I'm walking. Shocker. So, I got some things to talk about. Completely arbitrary. I'm gonna start with some pretty light stuff, and then I might talk about something that irritated me that still irritates me. It never really ends, I suppose. But we'll start with the light stuff. First off, when I came out here, I was thinking maybe I should wear orange because it's December 2nd today, so there might be some sort of hunting. But then I took into consideration that there's a bunch of houses up there. There's a factory down there. So, more than likely, no one should be back here shooting a gun. People are stupid, so it is what it is. And I thought about it this way. If I get shot on camera, some of these greedy scumbags probably make a small fortune, because how often do you get a snuff film like that? But, next order of business, it's raining. It keeps raining off and on, but I already committed to this, so, whatever happens, happens. I do not have my waterproof case on the camera, so if it gets too bad, I'm probably going to stop filming, because, I don't want to put the waterproof case on, because I'm pretty sure it'll muffle my audio even more than what it already is. So, if I was scuba diving, or something like that, then the waterproof case would be alright, but, if I'm doing a talking thing, there's no point in having that. Like I said, I already committed. I came down here significantly earlier than normal, so I'm probably not going to cut through the actual company. I'm probably going to take the highway back, which is fine because I have business to attend to down there anyway, so, which I might get into later. So that's, it kind of just works out. I'm not going to really complain about it. And I think that pretty much covers that portion of random stuff. Now I want to get into something a little different. I don't think I ever talked about on camera, like, my dreams, figuratively and literally. I don't think I've ever really, discussed it. Mostly because it's probably never gonna happen. So, there's no real point. And as time goes on, dreams change. So, it's not really something, I really discuss too often. I think I told, maybe 3 people my entire life. So, I figured it'd be something interesting to talk about. I don't think I did a video on it. I think it'd be something interesting. So, let's start with literal dreams. So, literally, I rarely have, dreams when I sleep. It's very, very rare. But every once in a while, I get one here and there. And I've been getting 2. I had 2 that was, really kind of weird. Now, hear me out, because all my dreams are a little weird. But these were, really kind of off the wall. So, I got a funny story about that, too. But, we're going to skip that one for this episode. So, the first dream that kind of freaks me out a little bit. Well, I had 2 dreams kind of like this reoccurring. And, one happened a little while ago, where I took my bike down to the water, the place I fish at, and, my brakes weren't working, or I hit gravel or something, and I wrecked, super bad. And I had that dream a couple of times. So it kind of freaked me out a little bit, so, I never took my bike down there. I usually prefer to walk. But with that happening repeatedly, I kind of I kind of decided that I don't really want to ride my bike down there. Because, you know, I try my best not to live my life in fear. But, you know, I'm not testing fate either. So, plus, it'd be a pain to get out of there anyway. Because it's a steep hill down, a steep hill back. But that's besides the point. That's dream one. So, I have this reoccurring dream where I wreck this bike. Alright, whatever. You know, I'm over it. Even if I wreck the bike, if it doesn't kill me, I heal fast. So, it's whatever. Might be, you know, a week of pain, but then I'll be up and running again, more than likely. Next dream. This one's kind of freaky. You ever see those, like, spring leg snare things that they show on, like, Hollywood movies? I mean, they're a real thing, but, you know, I don't see them being nearly as functional as, movies make them look. But, they have, like, a tree bent over, a hoop on the ground, a trigger stick with some bait, and, you know, whatever walks in there and trips the trigger stick gets flung up in the air, right? And it's starting to rain harder. Just throwing that out there. I might just say whatever. I mean, it's whatever. Anyways, oh man. Anyways, so I keep having this dream that, like, I'm caught in one of these things, and it, like, whips me around into another tree and, like, completely destroys my everything. Like I don't know, like, where that comes from or why I'm dreaming something like that, but it's like I somehow get caught in this here snare, and it's not just like whips me up into the air and I bump my head. It, like, whips me around like a freaking helicopter propeller and, you know, smashes me into another tree. So that's exciting. That's an exciting dream. That gets the blood pumping, let me tell you. But, next dream, alright? So the next dream I had, really kind of strange, because I haven't watched anything affiliated with Harry Potter or Emma Watson for a pretty long time. Like, I know what she looks like pretty currently. I mean, not like currently, but pretty currently. So, like, that's not completely out of the question. But, like, and then don't get it into your head that this was one of those there, you know, freaky, you know, porn kind of dreams. No, it was actually extremely kind of, like, pleasant and chill. But, anyways, the whole thing was, like, I walk into this coffee place, and, like, I'm dressed, like, pretty casually. I mean, I wasn't, like, bum in sweatpants like I do sometimes, but, you know, I had, like, jeans, a shirt, you know. And I just, like, walk up to her and I sit down, we start drinking coffee. It was the weirdest thing. And the reason it's weird is, you know, I don't get, like, star envy or whatever it's called. Like I don't get all, like, stalkery over, like, you know, somebody being famous. And it's not that I don't find her attractive. Like, physically, she's kind of my type. But, like, you know, it's nothing like, you know, that I would be thinking about her for any reason out of nowhere, you know? So, I just thought it was super weird. Like, it just, like, I've had dreams about people that I've never met before on rare occasion. But I like, that one was just super, like, it was, like, way off the wall. Because it was, like, kind of like just chilling with an old friend. It wasn't anything, like, you know, kinky or, like, super, like, weird. It was, like, an actual thing that could actually happen between two people. It was just really odd. So, yeah. Okay. Well, let's hop off that subject, because that's just, like I said, it's kind of weird. But I wanted to make note of it, because someday, when I forget all this, maybe I'll see this video and be like, oh yeah, that's right. My life was so screwed up, I was having fake fantasy dreams about having friends. So realistic, what my expectation for life is, what my dream is for what I would want to become and what I'd want to do with my life. So, most career avenues are kind of roadblocks because of several things in my life that are just a giant pain. And, well, but it doesn't matter. This is a dream. This is what I want. So it doesn't really matter if I have the capability of getting it. This is what I want. So, being like a game warden or some environmental protection officer of some sort, which would allow me to do this much more often and get paid for it. So that would be pretty phenomenal. That's kind of like the career. If I had to work, if I didn't, have this dream of being a rich millionaire where I never had to do anything in my life, if I was working, that's kind of where I'd want to be. I know it's not crazy good pay, but I mean, it's phenomenal pay to do what I love to do already and get paid for it. So yeah. Next, like a housing situation, like where I'd want to live. Now, like I said, I only ever told this to like 2 people. A lot of people know the environmental protection thing because I did kind of pursue it. But the living arrangements and stuff, like I said, only like 2 or 3 people actually know this. So I kind of want like a house, obviously, by a small lake, mostly kind of probably private, with a crappy old bass boat and a key term, reliable old beat up truck. It doesn't have to look good. It has to be completely functional for a long period of time. I don't know a lot about cars. I don't want to have to fix cars, but kind of having like an older beat up truck was always kind of like one of the top 10 car choices in my list of things I would want. So there's that. Now I want this house by a lake. I have no neighbors for like 20 miles. I want to be close enough to people that if there's an emergency, or if I do somehow obtain friends, they can come over. But no one's gonna, go that far out of their way just to bother me. They would come with a purpose, whether it be important, business, or fun. They wouldn't just show up to show up. So that's kind of the living arrangement thing. Now, as far as it's raining even harder. And as far as family's concerned, this is always kind of a give and take thing. Like, yeah, I don't think I want to be alone forever. But considering as long as I've been alone already, in a way, it's really not that hard to get used to. So it's kind of like a hit or miss. But I wouldn't mind, especially if we lived outside of like general society influence. Like we're not like Amish or like living off the grid, but like we ain't being pumped full of media every day. So, or the social BS of name brands and colored gang signs or whatever, So like, if that were the case, I wouldn't mind having a family, a couple of kids, teach them what I know, show them how there's more important things. Regardless what the world deems important, isn't the same as what's actually important. And, try to leave a legacy of people like me that live to get a job done, that live to work hard and push forward, but yet live for fun and live for, if you're not spending your time working towards something that's going to make your life better or more fun or more enjoyable, then you're living wrong. That's kind of my philosophy. So I would do like a kid situation if I could, push that on. Now I did say, and I'm not sure if I ever mentioned this, but I did say that, I don't really believe that I would want to have my own children. Like the act of having children, that's fantastic. You know, I can 3 times a day, every day, would be fine by me. But for the most part, I'm getting a little out of shape. But anyways, actually having my own kids, there's so many bad downsides to it. Like, I wouldn't want to be responsible for bringing somebody into this world to live anywhere close to where I had to live, anywhere close to the way I had to live. And as I said before, my life wasn't hell, but wasn't great either. So, like, I wouldn't want to live with myself knowing I brought somebody into a world that they're going to get treated like I did. It's just not my forte. Now, adopting, I love that idea, because we're giving somebody a second chance that more than likely isn't going to have a good start to begin with. So if I screw up, they're still probably better off than what they were going to be. They can blame me, they can hate me, but if I mess up, you know, at least I tried, and more than likely, I gave them a better life than what they had, or what they were going to have, you know, being in the system. In my theory, that's the way I think. So, excuse me. So that's my thought process with kids and junk. Now I'm gonna check the time stamp on this, because we're about to the opening where I make a decision if I'm turning around or going further. So I want to see how long I've been talking. 16 minutes. Well, 17 minutes. It was like 16:58. So, that's I think that pretty much sums it up. So, that's like the arbitrary things at the beginning. That's like the weird, sleepy time dreams out of the way. That's the physiological life expectation dream out of the way. Now let's talk about something that extremely irritated me. And it's been getting worse lately, primarily because I'm out of money. Like, I'm not out of money. Okay, how do I want to put this? I'm out of money that I'm willing to spend. I have money, but like, if my glasses break, or I need some sort of medical treatment, or by some chance something horrible happens, oh God, by some chance something horrible happens, and I don't know if I can show that on camera. I think somebody gutted a deer here. That might upset people. I thought it was like a clown Halloween mask at first, because it had like weird colors and junk. But now it's somebody got a deer out here. And like I said, I don't understand how people can hunt out here. It's like this particular part isn't all that far away from houses, and the company's right there. Like, people work right there. So I'm not really sure if they come down here after they started working or before they started working. Or, even then, if they shoot up the building or something. I don't know. I don't understand it. But it's whatever. There's laws. I took the hunter safety course. I hunted a long time ago. And there was laws that you have to be so far away from a public road or structure. Or even a private structure, for that matter. So I'm not entirely sure how they get away with it, but apparently they are. So that's the want to be a game warden or environmental protection officer coming out of me, I guess, But looked like a fairly big. Well, I don't know. It's hard to tell by just the guts, especially how long they sat there. It could be bloated from different gases building up. But anyways, I'm getting off topic. Where was I at? Something that extremely irritates me. I'm basically out of money. Yeah, that's where I'm at. So, I spent my last couple of bucks for a pack of smokes the other day. Today I had $1.95. So it's $1.75 to get on the bus. So I came out here. I was like, you know what? Might as well. It's not a horrible day. Might as well spend the money, Screw it, right? What's $1.75 gonna do for me anyway? But I went and spent, or I have money, but it's for like, if she goes bat nuts crazy and I gotta get out of here, you know, then I have that money to rely on. Or if, you know, my root canal goes wrong and I have to get it repaired and they won't cover it, I have that money, you know, so on and so forth. So I have money that I just will not spend unless there's like an emergency. So that's that. So I'm pretty much out of commission. I mean, unless she gives me money, which we're going to get into why this is irritating. Unless she gives me money, or I find some sort of job, I'm SOL. So yeah. Now, the irritating part, alright? She does nothing. Like, no work, nothing. She gets a check. She's like 80 or something, but she never worked, or she hasn't worked in over probably 70 years. My grandfather, pretty much, you know, he brought the check home, she cashed it, paid the bills, and bought what she wanted, and he was lucky if he got to enjoy something once in a while. And I'm not just saying this out of like spite or anger. I was physically there. I physically seen this happen. So yeah. And that instills a wee bit of what's the word? Animosity. That's a good word. It instills a wee bit of animosity in me towards her right off the bat. I mean, there's plenty to complain about, but we're just gonna focus on this. So now she still gets a check, and I'm sure she probably gets money from like a pension or something from my grandfather. So she lives there for completely free, doesn't lift a finger other than, you know, occasionally cooking, and she washes the dishes, and she does her own laundry. That's it. I do everything else. It's raining again. I carry all the groceries, all the water, trim the bushes, take out the trash, mow the lawn. I cleaned the bathroom once, because, you know, when it starts to dip below my standards, that's when you know it's starting to get bad. But, you know, I basically do everything, at least the manual labor and stuff. And she pretty much pays me nothing. Like, okay, here's something that's even more insult to injury, alright? She's like, excuse me. She's like, I need XYZ from the attic. If you bring it down, I will pay you. And then she's like, I'll give you 50 cents, or I'll give you $1. Now, I get this into your head, alright? This woman buys $20 to $40 worth of lottery tickets every time she's out. Oh man, there's another one. And every time I'm out. So she's blowing like $40 a week at a minimum for really expensive firewood. No, somebody got another deer. We're gonna walk back here before I decide if I'm gonna go that way or turn around. But so really expensive firewood. What did they just cut down these trees to block people? Like, this is really annoying for the fact of, you know, it's a pain to walk over, but if they're blocking quads, they're doing a really bad job because they're just going to drive right over it. So, anyways, you know, she's basically throwing money away, you know, throughout the month, and I cut grass, I scrap metal, I help the old guy down the street, I shovel snow for 3 houses, and I do all the work around the house, and I barely have anything. And we'll throw in there as well at, my grandfather liked me better. That's childish, but it's true. I was my grandfather's favorite, but I didn't get hardly anything out of that deal. I didn't get anything when my dad died either, so that's sad. I don't think I ever told you guys my dad died. Yeah, I don't worry about it. I didn't like him either. He didn't like me, so it worked out. Nah, that's sad, but, you know. It is what it is. That was a piece of personal information I planned to leave out. It's just not something I like to talk about. Not that it emotionally affects me. It's just, I say stuff like that and I sound like an ice cold piece of garbage, but you didn't know the man, so you don't get to judge. Well, you can, like everybody else, but it carries little weight because, like I said, you don't know the situation. Anyways, where was I? So, she gets a check, and last time I was notified about how much money she makes, it's like somewhere like $300 to $400 a month. It's not a lot, but I'm making, on average, I can almost guarantee $40 a month, and that's laughable. That's laughable in today's economy. I hear people, I think. If people show up, I'll stop filming, because, yeah. But, anyways, that's a pretty laughable amount of money. So, the thing that irritates me is, it's like she kind of low-key rubs it in my face. Like, it's like, I don't know how to explain it. She knows just how to say things. For being an old bat, she knows exactly how to lie and manipulate to irritate me enough, but keep me from going off and just like flip and shoot. So, yeah. You don't know how many times that I'm just like, you're a selfish, greedy, manipulative piece of garbage, and I wish I never called you, but it isn't gonna help anything. If anything, then I either gotta deal with her throwing on the waterworks and crying, or her flipping out. And one of the other reasons that I'm not sure if she's like straight up freaking nuts or just manipulative or both is like, for instance, one day she's like, okay, we're gonna get a lawyer and I'm gonna sign you over the house. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm sure I'm gonna get the house. And another day, she's threatening to kick me out. So I'm not sure if it's a manipulation tactic, or if she's trying to get me to spread it to somebody else, or she's just straight up nuts. So there's that. And the other day, this got me too, because I've been there since I've been back. The whole legal crap. I've been back in town. I think I lived there for, going on about 4 years, right? And I did all the work for the last 4 years. Got nothing. Barely a thank you. I'm not going to say she didn't at least thank me, because on occasion she did, and I'm not sure if that was just to rub salt in the wounds, or, to be, what's the word I'm looking for? Authentic? Honest? What's the word I'm looking for? It's like genuine. I'm not sure if it was being genuine, or if it was just to rub salt in the wounds. So there's that. So, the other day, she's like, I might have a way to get you some money. And I'm like, alright, sure, let's hear this one. By the way, I try not to speak to her unless she needs something. Although she doesn't seem to return the favor and likes to run her mouth every chance she gets. But, unless I've got to carry something, or she needs me to pick something up, I don't usually hold a conversation with her unless it pertains to something that needs to be said. So, anyways, she's like, I might have a way to get you some money. And I thought, I just kind of like, I was like, okay, yeah, I'm interested, let's hear it. She's like, oh, by the way, I'm walking the long way. I figured if I get drenched, I get drenched. So she's like, I can have you signed up as my caregiver. And this was one of those moments where it took almost everything I had not to just flip out. Because I'm like, I've been here for 4 years. I've been cutting your grass for no money. I've been doing your grocery shopping for no money. I've been carrying all your groceries, your garbage, your cases of water, your shoveling your snow for nothing. And now you want to get me signed up as a caregiver. Like, what about all those years that I've been busting my rump to you know, for nothing, for absolutely nothing, for the sake of something to do, because my life was so miserable, I had no friends, so shoveling snow and mowing grass was like the closest thing to entertainment besides sitting on the computer and getting fat, which, by the way, I'm pretty sure I'm getting fat. Like, I feel heavier. It makes me upset. But, yes, there you go. I pretty much came out here to vent, because if I don't do this, like, this way, in a kind of healthy, out of the way environment, every once in a while, I will eventually, you know, freak out. Maybe I'll videotape my mental breakdown for whenever I finally had enough of this garbage, and I don't know, flip out and do something crazy, whatever it may be. I'll choose something. You know. Anyways. Anyway, yeah. That's the end of the video. I hope you get my point. I hope you understand. I hope this isn't too whiny or, you know, too personal. You could just, like, completely ignore the dead dad comment. That was not supposed to be said. That was a slip-up. I might actually, like, bleep that out, because twice now, or 3 times, however many times I said it now, because that was not something I wanted to, it was not something I wanted to share. So yeah. Yeah, if I don't bleep it out, if I don't cut all this out, I didn't murder him, if you think that's why I'm covering it up. He had a heart attack. It was a year after we stopped talking. So it wasn't like, you know, there was nothing, I wasn't even in the picture, you know, when he passed away. So yeah, I'm not covering it up because I'm a psycho murderer. I'm just covering it up because I just didn't want to share that piece of information. Anyways, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy. You'll probably have, with cabin fever setting in, I'm sure there'll be a couple more freak out videos for the end of the year. So catch you later. Thanks for watching. Later on. So I just realized that I kind of went on a tirade and kind of just left it at that. I wanted to sum that up, you know. I appreciate what I got, and I realize that things could be so much worse. But the overall pressure of how things could be and things around me, and feeling, you know, what's the word again? Used, taken advantage of. It felt like I'm being taken advantage of. Just gets to me after a while, you know. That's why I quit one of my longest jobs, because, you know, I got tired of doing all the bum work when I was a better worker than half the people that were managers. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to sum that up. Like, I feel like I just complained without giving a real conclusion, and that's pretty much it. I just feel like, you know, it was just the getting taken advantage of thing just kind of stacks over time, and it's hard to deal with when you don't have a way out. So, alright, I'm happy. Catch you later. I know, I'm back again. But one more thing I wanted to mention that I forgot. This might be stopping. Like, I'm not sure how many more walks I'm going to get in before it starts getting really bad out. Like, it's already kind of bad. So, I don't know how many more of those we're going to do. And, like I said, today I'm shooting this is December 2nd. And, the all-in-one mod pack, I have videos already out till like the 18th. So, when I finish that, I think I'm going to hop back into RuneScape, because Minecraft just ain't doing it for me. You know, I realize that Minecraft has all been done before, and I realized that pretty much everything in RuneScape's been done before, especially if you're solo and you don't have anybody else playing with you. Even if you did, most of those are covered too. So, like, I realize it's not really new content, but I haven't finished all the bosses yet, and I wouldn't mind trying to do that even with my crappy computer. So, yeah, now this is the end of the video. So, thanks for watching. I'm still taking mod pack suggestions or game suggestions. If my PC will run it, I'll give it a good old try. But till next time, for sure now, that's everything I wanted to say, I think. Later on.